What's up guys, StardustYGO here. Today we're going to talk about Chronomaly Eldlich. I think the best variant to play Chronomaly. Now this ID might trigger some people. I know Samrak's Atlas already got triggered. The reasoning for this is simple. A few of their cards, especially Neverdisk, basically the best Chronomaly card, locks you to Chronomalies. Now how do you play around this restriction? Simple, mix it with an engine that can just play in your opponent's turn, like Eldlich. There's also some other synergy, like for example this continuous spell not really doing anything after you use it, so you can just send it away with the Eldlich Golden Lord. The monster negate is working out well via the new Vimana. And just in general it's a very nice mix. Also remember, Huquero and Conquistadors are level 5s when you summon them, so you can access the rank 5 engine. Another nice thing that Chronomaly brings to the table is access to Infinity. Just having Infinity plus your usual Eldlich board is really nice. Now, I'm gonna be honest here, I never really played Chronomaly in my life, except for that Synchro variant I played on my channel, which was awesome, but not exactly Chronomaly. And I'm not a Veritone Eldlich player either, so there's probably some optimizations can be made here. But this is a basic idea of how I would play this variant. With that said, I will be showcasing 4 replays at the end of this video of me basically playing out hands. That we will talk about as well. I'm not just gonna make them sound replays, we'll talk during them, but that should give you an idea of how the deck will work. So let's get into the ratios. 3 Golden Lord, I think 3 is good, you want to see it. I know some people run 2, I prefer that 3, it's player preference I think, 2 or 3. Besides that we run one of the Eldlich for White Destiny, you can easily search this with the monsters basically. 1 is enough. 3 traps, these are also starters, so they're really good. And 3 of each of the golden land monsters. Oh, and of course the Cursed Outlands as well, very strong card as well. Big issue is that you can't really mix this too well with certain Chronomalies. Cannot activate cards or effects during the turn you activate except Chronomalies, so this one locks you even to effects. But you just have to play it well. If you use Outlands, you can't use Neverdisk that turn, you just have to think in advance and do it the next turn. It's the one issue with this variant, you could theoretically cut this out if you think it's too restrictive. I haven't really had issues with that though. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you want to get rid of this, another cool tech in this could be something like Reasoning or the Monster Gate. A lot of these Chronomalies, the new ones at least, have graveyard effects. Neverdisk is good in the grave. Megala Globe is good in the grave, so it's something you can consider, although you run a lot of level 4s, so they will probably just call level 4. But it's another tech you can consider. But yeah, Chronomaly wise, we run 2 Moai, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, if you control Chronomaly, you can just special summon it unconditionally. The best monster on the deck is a rank 5. This sadly isn't a machine, otherwise Cyber Dragon Infinity would be really easy. But yeah, it's still a very solid card nonetheless. It just enables you access to the new XCs, which you're basically trying to turbo with the Chronomaly side of things. Which basically states once per turn, quick effect, get target face a monster on the field. And the Chronomaly monster XCs monster in your grave. You get an attack equal to half the second's targets, and then you can just attach target to this card. This is a soft once per turn quick effect. If you have 2 Chronomalies in your grave, you can just attach to one during your own turn, one during your opponent's turn. And then when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect can detach 2 materials to negate it. So this card's very snowball. If you're able to get up multiple copies, you win. This has generic materials, so once again, these can be used as materials. And keep in mind that if you control multiple, you can just keep replenishing the same materials that these detach basically. So once you got one going, it basically is infinite until I get rid of it. Combine that with spot removal with Conquistador and Huquero, and you got a very devastating deck. Especially with Golden Lord also getting rid of your opponent's cards, it's a very nice mix. Kind of, the Eldlich side kind of reminds me of the artifact side that they used to play. Though I don't think artifacts are as good nowadays, that's why I opted for this mix. And then you got 1 Akambaro figure. This is a terrible card, but there are situations where you want it in the grave, since it gives you really easy access to the rank 5. But yeah, it's just in general not a good card, it locks you for no reason, it doesn't really, it summons itself from the grave, but not from your hand. So you want to send you want to get this into the grave with something like the Tuxpa Rocket, or with right setup with this, it can also work. But most of the time you don't want to open this. Also it's a target for your Esperanza Glyph, which is also a very good trap in this deck. Basically what this does is if you control the discard, the Chronomaly rank 4. You can just basically summon this for free with materials from your deck, and that's just really good. It's actually quite ridiculous almost, I would say. This rank 4 is terrible, by the way. Let's have that. Let's make that clear. It's not a good card. It's just a name, so you can go into this. 3 Nebra discs, it's a play starter. This will just search something else and then you can just go off. Makes sense, right? It either searches the spell or the other monster combined with this. Its level is a bit tricky though. Its level makes it harder to use properly. 3 Megala Globe. Just very good. Get tributed, special summon Chronomaly from your deck, which just starts plays once again. And if it's in the grave, except it's done to center, you can just banish a Chronomaly card from the grave, except itself to add it back to your hand. So it basically works really well with all the other Chronomaly cards. 2 Golden Jet, very good, but if you open multiple, it's gonna break. You can search it with, you can basically get it out of the globe, or you can search with Nebra Disc anyway. Like this, continue spell and Nebra Disc, or sorry, Nebra Disc, Palace and Golden Jet's basically one of the best openers. You could make arguments to bump both of these to 3. So you can go into Cyber Dragon Infinity with ease. But at that point you might as well just mix it Cyber Dragons, am I right? 2 Spell Rockets, this can just send Nebra Disc with instant rank 4. Issue, you're only going to the rank 4, so then you need a trap to actually make a decent board. But it can work. Triple Crystal Skull. This basically is just your searcher. If you control a Chronomaly, you can discard it to search another Chronomaly from your deck or your grave. No restriction on this either. We really die to Ash, you won't call by the grave, of course. 2 of this. It's a really good card, but if you open multiple, you're just bound to break. That's why I only run 2. It's an interesting card, but I don't think you ever want to see multiples. Yeah, I talked about this. 2 of this feels like enough. Once again, opening multiples will just brick you. You'll just open multiple of this and like Conquistador, Quero, and then you're just not making plays. So that's why I only run it at 2. This can also theoretically just search any Chronomaly card. This is a Chronomaly card. So if you already have the right hand for the Chronomaly side, you can just search this. And it's very good, as it gives you a free copy of the Xyz, which once again is your goal with the Chronomaly engine. Of course, 3 Stone Judgments for a control deck. It stops everything, so why not, right? In extra deck we run the Rail Cannon, Juggernaut Liebe and the Gustav Max for the 2 Eldlich to go into. 1 Chronomaly Atlantis. Theoretically we can, we actually don't have a way to go into this. Wait, I'm an idiot. Did I just really throw in a card I can't go into? Yes. I misread some cards building this deck, so very well built deck. Hey, if anyone net decks then now is the wrong ratios, then you just run a second copy of this to make this more consistent. For a second, when I built this deck, I forgot that you actually need to summon monsters at level 6 to go into that. It was meant to talk for Esperanza, but it's not actually a thing. Whoops. So yeah, very professional deck building in the middle of the video, as I often do. 1 Infinity, 1 Nova, so you can just easily go into Nova with something like a Nebra Disc and a Golden Jet. And then go into Infinity, very strong Omnigate and removal. Still to this day it's a useful card, I think. Might have Arsenal Zenmayo, I mean, it's Zenmayo. It's just very good in something like a mirror to just pop back row. And it's generic material wise. Of course, Pleiade is also very easy to make, and the Chronomaly's Allied. It's rank 5. Just a quick effect bounce, which is very nice. Volcasaurus, just burn, destroy something. Yeah, you cannot attack directly, but this can just finish games, a bit of like a cowboy. 3 of this is your ace. 2 of this, it's a terrible card, but that's Chronomaly in the name, so you need it. Nebra Disc really can't go into anything if you summon it from the grave, it's better than nothing. Although at this point, nothing might be better. 1 Phoenix to just get rid of back row. 1 Hippo Shingen to buff your lights, sometimes you just need to get over stuff. Especially Tusco Rocket and something like a Nebra Disc can get over certain stuff. But don't forget, Nebra Disc is 1800. And of course Link Spider. Because these are null monsters. Sometimes that's just needed. Now, if you can find space for something in your extra deck, of course you want to run the Zeus. I don't at the moment, I don't have the space for it. But it's still a very devastating card in the game. And both sides of this deck can play heavily from the grave, so it is an option. But yeah, let's be honest, we can actually afford to use right now, right? The card's overpriced as hell in TCG. Anyways, now we'll be looking at some of the hands I tested, basically. This is the first hand, quite nice. We got the starter, we got the searcher, we got the Outland for the Eldlich side. This is pretty much the perfect hand. This is what you want to open. So just search this. Probably go into the plane. Yep. That's one way to play this deck. And there you go, you have your Chronomaly axes. You can attach one from the grave already. Get our Golden Lord to send the Outlet to the grave. Set up our two Eldlichs basically in the end phase. Yeah. So this is basically the position you want to be in, so I will show it in a second. Basically, this quick effect can just keep attaching materials, and then, you know, since we have two Chronomalys in the grave, well, now one because one's already attached. There's basically unlimited monster negates to get rid of it. Then I still have to play around the Haquero, the Eldlichs. It's going to be tough to play around this. So that's the first hand. So this is the second hand, called by the grave, very nice here. Don't really open that well on Eldlich's side though, the Eldlich side. And Majesty probably going to fetch that. Yep. Go into the Golden Jet. And then of course we make a boom. And there's the Infinity play. This one splash can make. Called by the grave and church, we can't get ashed here. Very nice that we opened it. Sadly this is a bit dead and we actually opened the brick, so not that great of a hand, but still we can make plays. So next hand, another one of those weird hands, but it works out. I mean, we got Moai, we got Globe. I mean, we're just set on the Chronomaly side of things. Alright, because I opened the trap, I actually decided to just go for the rank 4 here, which also works. Sets up a bit better for the grind game. You can just use this trap whenever to go into the rank 5. Now here's the nice thing. Since we already had this and we had one of the Conquistadors, we can just go into another copy of it for free, basically. Use this, go to another copy, boom, 2 monster negates. And we have this as recurring now. Also very nice. Send Nepradisk. But yeah, we summoned the Conquistador, so we cannot special summon this from the grave. We used them on Chronomaly here. Still, this is a pretty nice board if you ask me. Next turn, these two can go into another rank 5. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now the final hand. Another one of those really good hands. Outland search the Golden Boy. Now we're just probably going to search continuous. Yup. So now I just get the Eldlichs. And you have this to go into the rank 5 once again. Not the most meta level board ever, but hey, it works right. So that's my Chronomaly Eldlich decklist. This is, I think, one of the best ways to play Chronomaly with the new support. There are probably other ways to play it as well, mostly with Emancipators, although keep in mind that Block Dragon is still banned, sadly. Justifiably so, but still sad if you ask me. But yeah, this is one of the ways you could see Chronomaly. I'm sure the ratios have to be tweaked and stuff. It's basically a deck concept more than an actual proper build. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So I'll see you here signing out. Peace.